high-speed ring star in VR. Hello there everybody and welcome to OpenFed Gaming. You're listening to the OpenFed. Today we're driving a 2020 Mercedes-AMG GT3. We're driving it in the Schwarzwald League on the high-speed ring reverse. Now this is a race for the top in Germany's best sports cars and GTs. We're doing 5 laps. We started 16th of 16 cars and we started with a rolling start. Now I gotta say, if I had to pick a favorite car in the game of Gran Turismo, this Mercedes would be it. It wouldn't be my favorite car for looks and everything, but for handling and performance, for what it is rated for, this car is the best. It sticks to the track like you wouldn't believe, and as long as you pay attention to the corners and let off the throttle a little when you go around, it just hugs it and stays to the... It really feels like all the weight is really low, like it's a real low profile car, and it drives as such, and that's why it's just a joy to drive. I've driven it in a few different races, but this is the first time I've ever recorded it, because in VR, if you look every once in a while when I turn to the left or right, the headrest wraps around your head. And when it does that, in VR, as in real life, it obscures your side vision, and that really bugs me. I mean, it's an irritating factor for me because I'm not used to driving like that. So that's all. That's the only reason. Other than that, the seat is comfortable, obviously, because I got my seat here at home, and the car is very comfortable to drive, and it just feels that way. So it's really a joy to drive. Now we've been passing a bunch of cars here, and we're moving up in the pack. We're into our second lap already. Now, even though this car is powered the same as the other cars, and sometimes you have a little bit of trouble passing some of these guys, the best thing to do is to kind of look for an opening around the corners, because in the corners they automatically seem to slow down a little bit too much, and you have a chance, especially with the track as wide as this, you can calculate it and pass it in the corner. Other than that, sometimes these guys, like I got it floored, and I'm just barely catching up to them. And this is the straight section again, and I have a tough time catching them, and then I just barely get by them. So it's not like my car is really overpowered compared to the rest on the track, because it isn't. It caught me sleeping there, and he zoomed right by me. I guess he didn't like me passing him the first time. Well, maybe he'll like it the second time a little bit better. Because the OpenFed doesn't like to get past either. We like to keep moving up in the pack. So with 15 cars to beat, you can't wait, especially with 5 laps. You gotta pass 3 to 4 cars per lap. If you don't do that, you're not moving up quick enough. So, and like I said, these cars are very comparable in speed on the long straight stretches. It's the corners where you really catch up on them. Like this here, you look at that. Wow, you come around that corner, and then when you get over here again, it gets a little harder. But we do finally get him because we are a little bit faster than he was. So we are sitting in our, what is this? It's got to be our 3rd lap. About halfway through our 3rd lap already. So, you know, even though the laps are of decent length, 5 laps. No, sorry, we are going to be starting, going to be starting our 4th lap right here. This is our 4th lap already. So we better get moving, because I think we still got a few cars in front of us. I can see one way up there, and it's going to take us a little while to catch up to them. But we're closing the gap slowly. If this is lap 4, we better be close to the front cars, because this lap's going to be over before you know it. Now we got a few corners here, so we're going to catch this guy a little bit, but that doesn't mean we're going to get by him, because sometimes these guys they seem to block you just right. When you're coming around the corner, you can't throttle up into the straight until you're around the corner. By that time, he's already throttling up, and you're still stuck behind him. So he keeps driving the path, obviously the optimum path, the same one you want to drive, and you can't get around him for fear of spinning out, which, there again, with this vehicle, when you go a little wide and you give it a little bit too much juice, it's hard to spin out. He sticks really good to the track, really good, which is why I chose him for this particular race. But here we go. We're coming up here now on the straight stretch by the grandstand, and we got no problems passing him. And I do believe that this one way up there is the lead car, because this is the last lap. So now we got to kick it into gear, see if we can catch up to this guy. Well, he's not that far ahead of us, but he's flowing through the corners real nice too. So, and then once we do catch him, we're gonna have to see if we can get by him, if he's gonna let us by him, because there's a couple of those funny corners. And I love how they brake in front of you, and then when you brake, they zip away all of a sudden on you. You know what's going on. And as we come around the corner here, maybe here we can take him. We're about getting pretty close to halfway through the lap, so we don't have a lot of time left. Because at these high speeds, these races are over real quick. So you got to take your opportunities when they present themselves, like they did right there. Absolutely wonderful race. I do really like this track too. It's a beautiful track to run. Nice and a beautiful race. I hope you enjoyed it, because I sure enjoyed racing. You have a great day. You've been racing with the OpaFed.